Okay, guys. Well, welcome to Katie's third drawing session for us. Thank you all for joining us, and I will hand over to Katie, please.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and I'll just say before I forget at the start, I had a quick look at your Facebook Live on Fridays for the art showcase. So thank you for sending in those pictures. I saw some work by Abby and a piece by, I think, was it you, Alan, on your red paper, and just spot on. It was really nice to get a nice clear picture of seeing them, and they were daub on. Lovely use of colours, and yeah, all the sort of geometric shapes were really interesting to see as well, what you've done. So thanks for sharing that. And so today, yes, we are doing landscape and views, but we're going to sort of look at mark making quite a bit just to start with, just to get us in the mood. But as you may think already, you may know already, is we're going to start off with our usual warm-up. So you can either stand up or sit up straight in your chair. It's up to you. And we're going to get our arms moving again. Now, I must admit, I'm a bit tired today, so I really need to do this. So I'm going to pop a dance around. I might do a bit of the Heathlands lemur. Do you know what I mean? I've not done a dance of that lemur for a while. So I'm going to do that. So get your lemur groove on. And you just your arms are nice jellyfishes in the water, floating, getting the energy into them limbs. And then we're going to start focusing the energy down from our shoulders into our elbows. So you're starting to play your soft bongos, getting you all ready to warm up. And then we're going to transfer that energy down to our wrists. So we're really playing a tiny little bongo here if you want. Or you could do some, like, I don't know, some 1960s disco dancing. And then we're going to put our energy into our fingers, like we're playing the piano. And that's going to get us warmed up. And I'm just going to just do a bit more lemur in just to get ready. Brilliant. Okay, maybe raise the body temperature a bit as well, which is good. Now, again, we're going to do our usual drawing warm-up as well. So, should we do some wiggly worms just to get ourselves in the groove of things? So, like always, sort of have a bit of a play with your worms. See how big you can make them. See how quickly you can draw your wiggly worm. Or see how small you can go. Let's give this a whirl. You could try doing one big, really slow one that takes up your entire page. Or 20 tiny little ones.
That's a wiggly worm, will be.
There we go. I actually made my own whooshing sound effects then. There we go. Worms at the ready.
That's...
Ready and stuff. Wait. Oh, that's a nice one, that. Oh, that looks almost, that one, Abby, almost looks like, do you know when you see like music visualized as like a line that goes up and down? That's nice, that. Groovy. Oh, hey. Oh, look at that big wide one there. Hey. Cracking. Right. We've got some worms, so we can do a nice sort of curled up cozy worm. And we're going to do our usual spiraling out from the center of your page to fill your page. Now, if you want an extra little bit of a challenge today, you can try doing that with your eyes closed. So if you really want to get that brain, hand, eye coordination going, have a little go, and maybe even closing your eyes for this one, I'm going to say.
Right. So what are we doing, Katie?
We're doing our little drawing warm-up. So you've got your wiggly worms, and now we're going to do a big spiral on our page. So you're going to start off from the middle and draw outwards. And that's going to get us all ready to rock and roll.
I don't know what this will turn out like, but...
That's all right.
Close your eyes. Do a spiral.
You can go really quick or really slow. You might even want to go back in on yourself. Do a double spiral. Look at that. So that's me with my eyes closed. I quite like that actually. That's come out.
Gonna try that again.
Might do the side.
Ooh.
We are nice. Have you gone back on yourself there?
I have, yes.
Oh, let's have a look, boy. Oh, groovy. Oh,
Oh, that's
like
fab,
a
Brian.
tornado.
Is that all right, Helen?
Really good.
That's cracking.
Thank you.
Cracking. Fab. So we're just nicely a little bit warmed up there. And like I said at the start, we're going to start sort of thinking, before we even look at a view of our landscape, we're going to start developing our drawing skills through mark making, and then we can apply that mark making things we'll do into the views and the landscapes we'll do later on. So really, it's quite a sort of loosey-goosey, fun and groovy sort of thing is mark making. We're not like I say this every week, but we're not looking for perfect renditions of like, that apple just looks like an apple. It's just sort of having fun with drawing, really. So for the mark making, I'm just going to look at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. Aha, yes, right. Okay, we're going to start off with. Now we're going to come back, call back from last week, and I want you to pick something in front of you. Now it doesn't have to be anything special or super interesting. It really could just be a mug or a box or a shelf or anything. One little item in front of you, and I want you to draw that in a way of your choosing. Just to get my timer as well. In a way of your choosing, in 60 seconds, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to time you, and I just want you to draw whatever's in front of you, one object, in any style. So that style could be something we've done in the past. So it could be, you know, when with the faces we didn't take our pen off the page, or it could be not looking down at your page. You can try either of them as well. So if I set that, are we all ready to rock and roll? Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're starting.
What are you drawing now? What are you drawing? Okay, like you all like actually probably on pattern now. That's nice.
Oh, halfway through. And there is our 60 seconds up. So I've got a very strange little jar that it's like, do you know those onion jars where it's like a face in a ceramic jar?
Oh,
I've picked
cool.
one of them up. So it's like a weird gremlin I've ended up with.
Right. Do you want to know what I've done, Katie?
Oh, hit us.
Ah,
Let's
sugar
take a
tin.
Let me get up to the screen to take a closer look at everybody. Aha! Sugar. Nice one. Right. We're going to be a bit fast-paced about this. Now, we've done 60 seconds. We're going to do the same again, but we're going to do it in 30 seconds. So you can do the same object, so you can see the transformation.
Can I see mine?
Yes, please, Anthony.
Yes, please.
Up a bit.
How are you, Nicole? All right.
Smashing.
Think because the light's behind you, we're struggling to see it.
Is this? Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's just
bring it a bit closer.
don't mind. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I'm seeing some pattern around the edges and stuff.
It's E.
Yeah.
E. E like E elephant.
An
Ah.
elephant.
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic. Right, so you're gonna do that elephant again, but in 30 seconds this time. We're gonna halve the time we're gonna do this in. See what happens there. Let me get the timer ready. Are we ready? So rock and roll, here we go, and go. We're halfway through. Oh, panicking now. Woo. Oh, and that's 30 seconds up. Pretty speedy, yeah? So you can sort of see the difference between the last one already. There's my 30-second gremlin thing. Hey, nice. Brilliant. So the point of this exercise really is just us thinking about the key core shapes. Now, I keep saying this, but it's like, you know, like last week we were saying about the 3D shapes within the still life and stuff. We're breaking down all the essential elements. And speaking of that, are we ready to do a 10-second version? We're going to just get it on the page and like that. How about that? And then we can sort of show our progress from 1 minute to 10 seconds. The timer is set. Are we ready? So rock and roll. Okay. And go. Oh, and that's it. Oh. Oh. Shush timer. Brilliant. And there's my 10-second piece there. So I've been breaking down those key shapes that we've been working on into that object. Well, look at that. Hey, nice. Oh, I love all the different shapes and sizes. How you've played with scale on that, Abby, is great.
Yeah.
Oh, smashing. You can really see the journey.
In my opinion, personally, it's quick.
Smashing.
So
So that was a bit of a quick pace sort of thing, just to get us in the groove for mark making. And spoiler alert, we might return to that in the future. So mark making, I mean, that's just really, what is mark making? It's really just how you draw, so it can be, well, we'll explore it. So maybe we'll start off with drawing. So mark making, you can either use an item in front of you, or you could just do a shape, or you might just want to do a few squiggly lines for this. There's no rules, this is just playing around. But we'll set little activities throughout. So maybe we can start with drawing something slowly and something quickly. So the same object slowly, and then drawing the same object quickly. So it could be a cube, it could be the thing you've just been drawing, might just be a few lines, and see how you can use your drawing implement to get a different result with how quickly you draw. So
Mommy. Cool. It's good this one. Yes. Did you draw now squares? Like you did last time. Oh yeah. Draw square. Yeah, Joe Ashley is. That's right, enjoying. Join that corner to that corner. Onto the dot. That's right, and down. Yeah, down. Go down. Go there. That's quite good, I think.
I'll show you my example. So I've just done a simple cube just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. And the top one I've done super, well, you'll be able to tell the top one is super speedy and the bottom one I took a bit more time. And can you see how that sort of changed even the whole shape of the cube? Just pure rushing it. Sort of, I've got lines that don't meet up. I've just got a random line just chilling in the middle there. And some a bit bendy, some a bit wonky. And it totally gives a different sort of atmosphere to the cube by doing it quickly or slowly.
That's really bright. How could I stop that being so bright? Okay.
Well, I'll try and.
Ooh.
So for reference,
Right. Katie,
Aha, it's the pen. Yes, Brian.
I'm gonna try and catch up because I'm a bit slow.
That's all right. I mean, this is just a bit of practice. There's no
for
rush.
reference,
Oh,
see
smashing.
if you can tell what kind of torch that is.
Oh, it says, Brian. Is that one of your,
It's an
your
egg.
sort of? It's an
No,
egg.
no.
Oh, it's an egg in an egg cup.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey.
I
Well,
know that
you
looks
sort
like a toilet seat, but it's not.
bring.
Well, I didn't want to
Do that.
say, but you know, I thought you could be drawing.
No,
in the
it's
bathroom
not. No.
if you want.
Shine it at the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, CSI pen over here.
It is unique. Really cool with invisible ink.
Mm.
Really cool.
So, Brian, was that your detailed one? So just have a go now at doing the same egg in an egg cup super quick and see what difference you're going to get between your drawings. So this is your opportunity to rush your drawing. I never normally say this, but you can just wash it out and see how we get something different. Give it a whirl.
Katie,
Yeah.
what's your favourite biscuit you had, never had?
My favourite what? Sorry.
What's your favourite biscuit you had?
Biscuit. Oh,
Yeah.
now that is a very good question. Coming to mind straight off the bat is the bourbon, which, did you know, is actually vegan. The chocolate bourbon. I mean, how amazing is that? You would never think so, but I have it on good authority. It is.
There you go,
So,
Katie.
bourbon all the way.
Oh, fantastic, Brian.
Hey,
Well done.
nice.
Do you like that?
Yeah. You can really see the difference in your mark making between the two items. Brilliant. So on a similar idea, we're going to experiment with line thickness. And we did touch upon this last week, in fact, sort of the shading using sort of darker areas. So why don't we do the same? You can do the same item or mixed up if you want. And for one, I'd like you to use all thin lines. Another one, all thick, like big chunky lines. And for a third one, use a mixture of both and see what happens. So you've got 3 little sketches there. Thin lines, thick lines, and a mixture. And there's no rush on this, we've got plenty of time.
What are you saying, Katie? Sorry.
That's all right. So we're going to just do 3 little simple drawings, and we're going to explore how line thickness. So I want you to do a drawing of something using a big fat line. So you can really like press in with your pencil or colour it in and scribble away, and then try another one with a thin line.
Okay.
And then a mixture of both.
Okay.
Wait, I'll do a little example.
So it's.
What if I would do?
Yeah. Big one, Mum.
Just a small one there. A very thin line. Thin.
Like that.
A bit bigger. And draw a bigger one. Bit thicker line. And do another one with really thick lines.
Yeah.
Double the lines.
Like that.
Yeah, that's it. Do the lines a bit thicker. Bolder. All the way around it, kind of thing. If you can.
Just Helen. Helen,
Yes.
sorry to bother you, but is that all right?
Looks fantastic, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, spot on. I know for the end of the week, I'm sort of asking for something quite, thinking quite a bit actually for a workshop at the end of what could be quite a busy week. So I think we're all
That's
on it.
Well, at the end of the week, I'm wanting to do a landscape.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, sort of like a conjoined one.
A conjoined one?
Yeah.
Of the 2 different line thicknesses?
No. I mean, like, if me and you and Helen and everybody else did one, like, together.
Oh,
so so it's like a freeze.
So we all like hold it up to the screen and like all our landscapes connect on the screen.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic idea. Shall we all end? That's a great idea, Brian. I love that. Shall we finish with that? And we're starting to make a Zoom collaborative piece.
What do
you
you
can
think?
Even screenshot it. I think
Sounds
that's
great to me.
That sounds brilliant. Let's have our grand finale.
What do you think, Helen?
That sounds fantastic to me.
That's sort of using the benefits of Zoom.
Well, we
Brilliant.
can do that.
We certainly will. We certainly will. So here's just a little example of my line thickness drawings. Right. So I've got my thin lines, my fat lines, and then we've got a mixture of both. And even though it's just a simple cube, each of them look quite different because of the way. So this one could just be like a weird floaty cloud, whereas this one's full of Amazon packaging, and this one's just like a cube you find on the street. I don't know, if that makes sense. Oh, and it's dripping.
That might have been a bit complicated. Okay. Hopefully this won't dribble.
Oh, that's another great example of that, Abby. Is that like the mixed one at the bottom as well?
They're lovely hearts.
That looks really 3D, the one on the bottom where it's like half thick lined. Oh wow, look at that. You see, those ink bottles just look, or bottles of whatever.
Yeah, they are ink.
Totally different.
Very good.
Ah.
Really nice. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for one last little bit of mark making is we're gonna again pick a little item to draw, and the choice is yours. We're gonna draw this time holding the pen at the very tip. So like right at the top. So, and you can do it between your 2 fingers. Or if you even wanted a more of a challenge, you can put the pen in your mouth and you're going to try and draw with the pen in your mouth onto the paper. So it's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. You can either just use the tip of your pen, or you can even see if you can do some drawing with your mouth. Now, this is how I get ink in my hair, but I'm going to try that. And we'll see what happens. I might even do both, actually.
If I can get this sheet out. Because I'm working with ink, I can't turn the page.
Yeah, you just get drips everywhere. Right. Okay.
Okay, then.
No, gosh. Oh, try and draw something. Yeah.
Really, really hard, that. Have you ever tried that? No, drawing with your mouth. Have you?
I even have to re-dip my pen. You hold my brush in my mouth. Look at that. I mean,
And they're really not working.
You've done all right.
Right.
No, remember that.
You've got my done now.
No problem.
I just got
How did we get on? Oh,
So hopefully, I think this might be Daniel joining us.
it looks like it.
If we can work it out. Daniel's got a
Connected.
brand new smartphone, I think it is. So I think he's still learning how to
Yeah.
join.
That's groovy though. So
Okay.
Daniel's joining.
Katie,
Hey, nice. Yes, Brian?
don't know whether you
Oh,
can
no,
see
is
that.
Yeah, if you just lift it up a little bit higher for us, Brian.
I'm actually get to here.
That's it. Brilliant. Did you do that one with
No.
your mouth?
Yes, I did that with my mouth.
Isn't it, Brian?
Fantastic.
That is really, really hard doing it with
Really
your mouth,
hard.
isn't it, Helen?
Yeah, I mean, I even just did it here just to try. So props to you all who chose a more challenging object than just my cube.
Right, well,
Brilliant.
Helen, can I ask something?
Yes,
Have you ever tried drawing with your mouth?
I have. Quite a long time ago, I did I studied art at university, and I did an extra year at the beginning of my art degree called it's not a foundation. I did a year 0, so I did a 4-year degree instead of a 3-year degree.
Right.
And during year 0, I did an extra visual literacy course.
Right.
So literacy is about understanding words. Visual literacy is about understanding images.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we had to do was things like drawing with your mouth, drawing without looking at the page, drawing to music, drawing emotions, all those kinds of things. So exactly what
Because
Katie is teaching us right now.
what are the calling?
That was Daniel there. Sorry?
Sam, what are the calling that's in music to movement? He does
Jeff's
that as
doing
well.
something similar to that, yes. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Daniel,
In the
you
dark.
need
Oh, Daniel.
to put your microphone on, if you can. So the little red or the little white microphone symbol, which has got a cross through it. You need to press the button that looks like the microphone so we can hear you. Ask to unmute.
Yeah, mommy.
Right, hang on.
Oh, Very well.
Too shiny. The symbol that looks like that, press it. The little egg cup, that's the microphone. You need to press that and then we can hear you.
Okay, shall I show just the next step while Daniel's having a look to unmute, actually? So we've done a bit of mark making, and I think that's us building on some more drawing techniques, more skills, hopefully. And we're going to move on to views. Now, first of all, I think would be really helpful for us when we're picking out our views is to make a viewfinder. So if you get a spare piece of paper that's like floating about, so if you've got like a sketchbook, if you rip it out, so you can just use a bit of scrap paper for this. It doesn't need to be your poshest 300 GSM watercolour cold pressed Winsor and Newton paper. It can just be any scrap of paper. And just to start with, fold it in half. So I'll wait for everybody to get to that stage before moving on. So just a piece of paper, any size, any sort of paper, folded in half.
Good thought. Tear this up. And did you say fold it? Hang on.
Done.
I'll come up a bit closer for this section.
You're going to do a viewfinder. So, hang on, Katie.
Yeah.
Can you explain to my key worker what to do here to make a viewfinder?
Yeah, so all we need to do to start with is just to get a scrap piece of paper and fold it in half.
Yeah, I've done that. Right, I've done that.
You've done that, everybody's got their bits of paper. Now,
Yeah.
while it's still folded in half, now this is very important, this bit, on the edge where it's folded, so you guys have actually been doing origami at home, haven't you? Some of the stuff that's been going on. So this is like, probably like, oh mate, I know what to do, I can make frogs. But yeah, so the edge where it's on the top, that's where it needs to be on the top where we're going to do the next step. And you can either use a pair of scissors for this, but you can just rip. And about a quarter of the way, so you see how far I've gone here, about a quarter or fifth, you're just going to rip very gently down your page. And you're not going to go all the way down to the bottom of your page. Oh, look at that. She knows what the crack is. You're going to go down to about, again, a good little chunk. So don't go too far. So you see how much I've done there.
She's done.
Ah,
Wait,
Daniel,
catch up.
we should be able to hear you now.
Hello.
Can you say hello, Daniel?
I got it
Yeah,
wrong.
no, you've done it right. You've done it right, Abby. There you go. Sure.
Daniel, can you say hello?
Still on mute.
He's not on mute, but I think he's plugged headphones in, so I'm not sure
Right.
whether his speaker's working. Right, Daniel, can you put a big thumbs up above your head if you can hear us? Cool. So Katie's explaining how to make a viewfinder because we're going to draw pictures of views.
Smash him. So,
Right.
we're this way. So, we're going to turn our paper this way. Or this way. This way. Either way. And we're going to, instead of going down, we're going to go across. So, it's down again. So, you're almost making an L. Might just be easier just to show you. So you see what I've ended up with here.
Oh, you ripped it.
If it's not a perfect square, that's totally fine. If it ends up being a bit circular, a bit triangular, that's fine. We're just really making a big hole in a piece of paper. But yeah, so that's our next bit of step. Look at that. Sneak peek. And so yeah, so we're gonna
Katie.
yeah.
Right, we've got one side ripped, So, what do you want us to do now?
So you've got that bit ripped. So you're going to rotate it.
Look, this is where I've ripped mine.
Brilliant. So rotate it around so it's sort of lengthways again.
Okay.
And you're going to go down again. So you're making this sort of shape, Brian.
Okay. Right. Hang on.
That looks like you're doing it dob on there as well, Alan. That looks spot on.
You can see mine, yeah?
Yeah, I can see it backlit on your ceiling. Looks nice and clear. Good. Looks like Brian's almost there. That's a good. Yeah, I think that's a good stopping place. And then you're going to rotate it once more, and you're going to come back down. So really, it's just a nice, big, neat circle like that. So you can make a big. It's like a big Hulk Hogan mustache. This. This is a good look.
Or some kind of gladiator's helmet.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just really happy. Or beard. Oh, I mean, you know, it's endless fun, really, with the viewfinder. Smashing.
Well done, Alan. Fantastic.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, that's the idea. Going to end up with a hole. Well done, Abby.
Oh, fantastic.
Wicked work.
Brilliant. Oh, that's ace. Good stuff, guys. So we'll sit back down. So you got your viewfinder now. And this means, I mean, you can just paint anything you want now. This is opening up the world. So this is creating what we call our composition. And the composition is really just how you lay out what you're drawing. So if you might think, oh, usually you might put the sun in the top right corner. That's part of composition. You might put the ground, well, at the bottom of your picture. That's part of your composition. Composition just means layout. But now you've got a fancy word just to like, yeah, right, I know composition. And this is going to help us pick out our views and our composition.
Katie,
so, yeah.
I don't know what's going wrong here, but...
Yeah, so open it up again.
Open it up fully.
Go from that and then open it up.
Yeah.
And you should have a hole.
I've got an itch.
It's because you've ripped from your open end rather than your folded side.
Damn.
Drat.
This is big. It's like Big Brother. We're being recorded.
Mercy, man.
Yes, please, Anthony.
I did it with my punk on.
Ah, you've been doodling while we've been working. Well done.
Hey, look at that.
I can't.
Even in the downtime, he's drawing. That's what we like to see. So,
Brian, what you need to do? Can you see that we've ripped from the folded side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
It's all right. It's no rush. I'm very curious to know why Red's been told off downstairs. Oh, dog's just been shouted at. I suspect it's because I've left our painting things out all over the living room floor. Eva and I have been painting this afternoon.
You might get some nice little footprints.
Eva painted a lovely picture of some people having a party.
Oh, nice.
When we have one art.
We will, yes.
Excuse me, Helen.
Yes, Brian.
Right. Could I just talk to you for a minute? It's just that we've got this bit of paper and we don't know like what to do with the viewfinder.
So you fold your piece of paper in half, and then from the folded edge, you cut or rip down along and back up, but it's from the folded edge, so that you end up with a hole in the middle of your paper.
It does.
Right.
Yeah. So what you've done is from the open end, you've ripped down across and up, which means that you've got an H shape. The other thing you could do is rip that H in half down the folded line and stick the two sides together.
There we go. Look at that. There's also a bit of sellotape.
No. Oh no, that's got poetry on it. I don't want to get rid of that.
You're ripping up your poetry.
I braved a poetry Zoom speakeasy this week.
Like that, Helen.
Yes,
Oh,
perfect.
there we go. Oh, look at that. On
Well
it.
done, Brian. Great.
Brilliant. So this is like a nice handy version, but this is one of my top tips. If you want to look like a super legit artist, you can do the same with your fingers. Now, this is what if you're in your painting au planeur, as the French call it, you make a little shooty gun like that, and you touch it, and you can angle up your composition. You close you sort of close one eye, squat a bit, and you look through your little finger square. And you think, whoa, yeah, like that. And you could pretend you're like Tarantino or David Ford Coppola or something like that. There you go. So, but we've got our paper one, so that's all right. So we'll crack on. So yes. So now, normally, I mean, in an ideal world, I'd love to take you all down to the Lake District and we'd all paint with you in the open air. But you know, it's lockdown point 23. So we're going to use our rooms as our views, and we're going to do the same thing. So you're going to hold up your viewfinder and select what you would like to draw from where you sat. So you might even be near a window, so you can have a look out a window, although it's getting a bit dark now. So it might just be an interesting bit of shelves, or I don't know, a fireplace. It could even just be your laptop screen, and you could include that in your picture. Closing your eyes as well, closing one eye, isn't just to look very fancy, but it does help you focus. So if your eyes going a bit blurry, hold it up.
That you think you could draw.
Right, so.
What are you thinking?
Rainbow, because that's easy.
That would be nice, yes, nice.
So you can play with holding it really close to your face, and you're going to fit loads into your composition. Or if you hold it at arm's length, it's going to be a tighter zoom. You're like zooming in on the camera the further away your frame is from your eyeballs. Now, your arms might get a bit tired, so you know it's a bonus. It's a little exercise workout as well. But just for this, again, we just have a think back to still life, where you might think, oh wow, there's a lot in my composition through my viewfinder. How on earth am I going to draw that? Maybe we could just break it down into nice little simple shapes and build up from there. So you might just think, oh, there's a few cubes I can see. I'm looking at my shelf here, and there's a load of cylinders because there's a loads of jars. So breaking it down and getting a little view. So we'll just have a little go.
That's for something.
Yeah.
Next week we're doing our showcase. I want to know how many stars.
How many stars?
Are you talking about the star counting, Anthony?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
There's the CPRE, which is the Campaign for the Protection of Rural England, which is a countryside charity, are asking people to count stars from their back gardens, basically, between the 6th and the 12th of February. So it's the end of next week almost, basically.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll set an email up and I'll put it on the Facebook page, but there's a specific constellation that you need to look at called Orion, and it's really easy to find because you basically look south once it's dark, and you can see Orion's belt, which is like 3 stars in a chain together, and they want you to count how many you can physically see from the constellation so that they can gauge light pollution in your area.
Oh yeah.
So we will send the information out for you, don't worry. But it's just looking at that one little patch in the sky.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite constellations, actually. It's lovely. Very easy to spot.
What's your favourite colour in stars, Helen?
In stars?
Yeah.
I'm quite I quite like one of the stars in the constellation Orion. There's 3 in the middle, and then there's 4 around it like a box. And the top left-hand one is comically known as Betelgeuse
Yeah.
in the constellation Orion, and it's a red giant, and it's predicted to go supernova very soon.
Ooh.
We might be able to physically see it go supernova, and it will be so big and bright, it'll be like bigger than the moon in the night sky. It'll be amazing.
Wow.
But it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 100 years' time.
Oh.
We don't know. But its behaviour, the star's behaviour at the moment suggests that it is imminently going to go supernova. But imminently in universal terms is hundreds, thousands of years, not months.
Yes.
But it's been going dimmer and brighter, which is what indicates the change in its the chemical makeup and everything's going on inside the star. So
Rainbow? Oh yeah, there's that one as well.
right, I've got distracted and not drawn my picture.
You just like getting a made one.
Right. Oh, that was a good arm workout holding up that viewfinder. Crikey.
A rainbow and I wouldn't call it.
I'll just show you my little quick demonstration here. So what I've even done is draw in my viewfinder in the page, so you can see I've sort of drawn out where my little window is and just sort of popped my little composition on there. Super simple. I've not gone very detailed, as you can see, but this is just my mantelpiece with some bits and bobs, random bits of tat on my mantelpiece there. But I've been looking at my line thickness that I've been talking about today. So I've made that sort of shelf bit of the mantelpiece really thick, this bottom bit of this picture frame really thick and heavy, just to add a bit of depth to that little section there. And for the bits and bobs on the actual mantelpiece shelf, I've started breaking up all the little bits into their some sort of simple shape. So you sort of get an idea of the view, so to speak, in that. Really, look at that sound of concentration.
Right, then
In the middle of the plate and then you can put them. I don't know, I'm not sure.
I think I take a photo
You might
of
have done
it.
one in what we call landscape, but you can try doing a view in portraits, turning it round, and it's long and thin and tall. So if you've done a landscape wide one and you're looking for something else, maybe have a go at maybe a different view or the same view, but long and tall, portrait instead of landscape, and see how that changes how you make your composition, how you lay it out. So your page is completely different, really. So that sort of makes you starting to think, oh, right, okay, how does everything fit onto my page? I'm going to do the same one as an example.
right.
Helen, my picture, I think I take a photo.
Yeah,
And I put on the also cast for next week.
that'd be brilliant. Yes, please, Anthony.
That's fantastic. I'd love to see it. I'd be really excited to see everybody's work.
Don't know. That's a good job, I think.
Groovy. So I've just done, do you know, I was talking about sort of portrait and landscape while you were all drawing away there. But here's just some two examples of the same view, but turning my viewfinder different ways. So you can see I can fit more things on either angle.
Right, see if we can see this.
Oh, I'm peeping into your room or something through a little window.
That's my overlocker. And that's a suitcase full of fabric. And that's Mark's vinyl behind it.
Excuse me, Helen.
Yes.
Oh, this is my time to peek round.
Ooh, to make it out.
It's a tree.
Oh, fantastic. Is this the view from your
nice.
window?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good window view to have. Is a good old tree like that. Brilliant. You get to see the seasons change through the tree out your window.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And you know something else as well? Every morning when I get up, a little blue chick comes and sits on the bar beside the window.
Fine. That's magic. That is well nice. You've got a little blue tip pal.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's well nice.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Katie.
So get a none. Oh, Alan, yes. Hey. Oh, wow,
wow.
that was like a bush.
Amazing, Alan.
Okay. But I can see
We'll
you
have to
brought
make
your
sure that you and Michael send in some pictures for us again.
Brilliant. I could see then from just that quick glimpse that you'd sort of put it in a box, your composition in a box. That would bang on. So how are we doing with views? I mean, we can always, you can always come back to these drawings if you want. But should we start sort of thinking about landscapes? How about that?
I'm just grabbing something, don't mind me.
Yeah.
Katie's shown us how to do a traditional landscape kind of composition, but you can play with this. I thought I'd show you an example of the paintings that I love to do. Now, I paint in circles. So that's a circular canvas. It's actually stretched round an embroidery hoop.
Oh.
So they're like little petri dishes of landscapes. And I really, really like painting in circles. Don't ask me why. I think it reminds me of like little samples, if that makes sense. Like you got those scientific trays that are always circular. So,
or like a porthole on a ship, especially when it's like a seascape like that.
Yes.
It's like I'm looking out from a little submarine to see the nice summer.
That's a view looking over the Solway from Tallentire Hill over towards Crosby Villas, towards past Wigton.
Oh, nice. See, that's such a good example of when I was saying on the portraits video is that you need to sort of get your rules down, get your groundwork down, and then you can break the rules. We've learned how to do compositions in squares, but now you know how to do that. You can do a drawing, a composition in any shape you want. You could do it in a heart. You could do it in a circle. You could do it in whatever. So now you know your groundwork skills. You can just go wild with it, do your circles, whatever. But that's ace. So I mean, it's funny. Like we've got a landscape artist here, and I'm like, oh yes, landscapes. But the reason why I got you to do a view before we did the landscape was to talk about the composition, how things lay out, sort of thinking about where you want things in your page. And I've got, because obviously we can't be in the Lake District, I've got some landscapes just off Google just so for nice ones. So I wonder, could you put up number 1 for me, please, Helen?
Is that the green fields?
Yeah, please.
I think we've
it's like
downloaded them in the reverse order, so I'll have to.
But I we could just use these as
I pressed the wrong button there and stopped recording momentarily. But it's fine. I'll just add an intermission kind of music moment to go. Whoops, sorry guys. Right, share screen. Landscapes.
Thank you. Well, hey, look at that.
Well,
There we
hey,
Such like a chill, classic, nice, relaxed sort of landscape. And really, you just sort of have to think about all the skills we've learnt so far and how you would like to look at that. So sort of see whether you want to add the dark and the light patches. Maybe that's what's interesting for you. Or maybe it's the rolling sort of silhouette against the sky. And that's what's interesting. Or it might even be the clouds that you think, oh, I like the shapes of the clouds, how they are with the hills. Or it might just be, you just might have a little try at drawing it, really. So it's a nice sort of chill. It might even be how the landscape makes you feel, which is what we'll come to next week. But you know, give it a whirl, yeah. See what happens. I'm just gonna do a little one as well. You can use all your different mark making techniques. You might even think for the grass, I want to, like, if you've got ink, splash it down on the page. Do some scribbling to shade things in to create where the clouds are.
I'm going to draw on that one.
Well, they're just drawing you and you
All right. Sorry. I've drawn it now.
You're going to have a go at drawing a hill, Abby, with a little tree on the top.
There you go.
Lovely. And the reason why I was sort of listing all of those different aspects of the picture is that really, because this is your art, so you can draw what interests you about that picture. It's all about how you react and feel about this landscape, what you sort of wanting to draw. There's no right or wrong in this. Totally however you want to show your little landscape.
That's really good. That's it. Just keep looking at the picture and copy it. Try your best, dear.
Katie,
Hello, Brian.
Katie,
Oh,
whether
we
you
have a
can
good
see,
standards.
I don't know whether you can see this or not, but
That's the thing. Just try.
I'm just going to figure out how I can see you.
Draw
Aha!
through.
There we go.
You're doing good.
Let me scroll down.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, the lines are quite faint on the pages, Brian. I can't quite make out your drawing, unfortunately.
well, it's supposed to be the picture that you've got.
Oh, it's brilliant. I think
try
it's
and
just,
hold it up in front of your face now, Brian.
yeah, that'll be,
Say that again.
Hold it up in front of your face, but like right now.
Oh,
No, in front of your face. Don't pick your camera up. Leave your camera where it is
right.
and put it, because we can see you perfectly. So if you hold it in front of your face.
like you're wearing it as a mask or something.
Bit further over. No, you're going to have to send us a photograph of it, Brian. Or take it into Heathlands with you and get Spiff to photograph it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be it.
I was going to. Can I ask either you or Helen something, please?
Yeah.
Right. You know when you do where are you? Oh, there you are. You might be able to see it now. Yeah. I'll show you.
Let me see. Yeah, I think because you're using pencil, Brian, it's quite faint on the paper, so the camera's not picking it up very well.
Should I do it a bit darker?
Yeah, let's have a look, Abby. Oh, that's fantastic. Well done, you.
Let me scroll through
Move
to
it over a
see.
tiny bit.
Oh, hey, look at that tree.
I love the weight of the line on the hill. That's fantastic.
That is mark making right there.
It is.
Beautiful. I love how it's so elegant how it's just like those few simple lines, but you can totally tell it's a landscape.
Yep.
That's well nice. That's really nice. Now, you've all just been so cracking on and doing some good stuff. I'm happy to do another landscape. It's just wondering about timing because we are at 5 o'clock already. It is literally zoomed by. But next week we've got just sort of fun, groovy last session. So we can either I don't know about what you think, Helen, but we can I can roll over a little bit of landscape to next week. So we can do your idea of a collaborative picture, maybe, Brian.
Yeah, sorry, what were you going to say, Brian?
Sorry, can you see that, Helen?
Yes, that's a fantastic hill, Brian. Well done.
There we go.
Helen?
Right, so
Yes, Anthony.
What Mark make you dinner tonight?
Pizza.
What kind of pizza you having?
Vegetarian.
My favourite.
Yeah, lots of different veggies on top.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
So what Katie's asking is, do you want to work on a little bit more, or have you guys got to go for tea?
No. Could we work on a bit more?
Well, it's entirely up to everybody. I mean, if people need to go, they can go and we can carry on, or we can roll over a bit of landscape drawing to next week.
Can you carry on to next week?
Yeah. Should we end it there and we'll do a bit more landscape at the beginning next week?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it could be a nice little sort of warming up to the sort of the more fun and abstract stuff we'll finish off with next week. Because I don't want to rush people and suddenly get another landscape up and get you to do it in 30 seconds. Because I'd love to try that collaborative idea of yours, Brian, to really dedicate a bit of time next week to try and
I like that idea.
Yeah, we can properly have a little go at that next week then instead.
Okay.
We could do it properly. When we're a bit more fresher.
Katie, will it be the same time?
Yes, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock next Friday. Okay. So thank you very much for joining us this week, and thank you to Katie for delivering such a lovely session. Landscape really is my bag, so I've really enjoyed that one. So thank you, Katie.
Thank you for coming.
And I look forward to seeing your pictures, hopefully on the Facebook page or on Messenger, please. That would be fantastic. Daniel, well done for managing to join us. Hopefully next week you can have some pen and paper out and join in with the drawing too. Okay? Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. And thank you, Katie. And we'll see you all again next week.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming, guys.
Bye.
Really enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.